Now, the best tabletop terrain is not only visual pleasing, but also has playable features. I mean, a nice look is important, sure, but if you really want to wow your fellow players, you want your terrain to open up certain tactical possibilities, or maybe even some narrative elements to add to your games. So today I want to try out to add some playable features to my gatehouse, so we can make this much more interesting for the player. First, I want to start with the area here on the top. I mean, this looks nice, but if we want to have this more interesting for the player, for example, make it possible to add some miniatures here on top, this area is too much on an incline to actually comfortably place your miniatures. I mean, there are some areas where it's just okay, but if you go further to the top, you notice that the miniature is not really standing. So how are we going to fix that? I think it's pretty simple. I'm simply planning to add a stair structure so we can place our miniatures easily here on the top. And how I'm going to do that, I can simply show you right now. Now, this is my big box of MDF. As you can see, I have a few built MDF kits. I have a few kits that I haven't built yet. And most importantly, at least for this project, I have a lot of MDF offcuts and parts that I don't use anymore. For example, like these parts here. And these are going to be perfect for my project. So let's do this. Now, I think when you try to incorporate some playability into your, well, artistic vision, you will always have to find compromises. Sometimes what you're building won't be as great for playability, but looks really, really great. And sometimes it's the other way around. The goal is here to find that magical sweet spot, where you are actually excited about the final piece, and your fellow players are as equally excited to actually use your terrain piece. Alright, I've built a simple stair structure here, and I think it's kind of working. Of course, this looks not super great right now. When we add our plaster on top and add a few more details, we can blend all these areas here a bit better together. Now, the most important thing about this is, of course, can our miniature stand on this perfectly? So let's check it out. So this works. This works as well. This works as well. Wonderful. Now, the big question is, of course, how do our miniatures actually get on top of this thing? Now, these are not 3, 4, or 5 inches from the ground to the top. So whether it's Mordheim or Necropolis, you would need like a few platforms. And yeah, that is probably going to be, I would say, a bit tricky. I think I have to thank you for actually keeping me honest here, because on the last video some of you asked me how I'm going to tackle the issue of playability here. And if I have to put it into one sentence, is simply trying to keep the silhouette as close to the original as possible. I think this approach is at least a good guideline for you. Now we have our upper platform and a few possibilities where we actually climb on that platform. Now what really went weird a little bit is that one side really looks like a face now with a nose. Some of you already mentioned that on the last video yesterday, but I kind of like it, so I think I will keep it. But this will not be the only playable features that we are putting on this thing here, because I have another idea what we can actually add to this to make it a bit more interesting. So in Necropolis, you have so-called traverse actions, which basically lets you teleport from one part of the board to another part of the board. And this is pretty useful when you have buildings like this that are actually closed off and really don't have a playable interior. So I'm basically using that rule to connect the ground level with the top platform of our building, so we have another way to get to the top. Now, I'm not sure that Mordheim has something that is similar. I mean, on a first glance over the rules, I haven't found something similar, but I think you can easily house rule that. So you could use that feature also in your Mordheim game. And as another idea in regards to playability, I decided to give the gatehouse, well, an actual gate. Alright, I think I will leave it at that. We have now a few playable features. We have our platforms with our nose platform, and we have also a platform here on the top where we can put our miniatures. We have two doors connecting the top floor and the ground floor, and we also have finally a gate for our gatehouse, which we can remove and reattach just how we like it. I only need some sort of lever where you can actually open or close the gate in game, and of course this whole thing needs much more details to actually be considered, well, close to finish. However, I am very happy with how things are going. Please let me know what you think about this, and I hope I see you in the next one.